Namely, Justin Herbert, who's questionable for the Chargers game on Sunday against the Chiefs. He's been dealing with a high ankle sprain that he aggravated in last week's loss to the Steelers, and he's been limited in practice. LA could be without injured offensive tackles Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt as well. Here is head coach Jim Harbaugh addressing Herbert's injury today.
Said he felt better today than he did last Friday, and was able to do some things today. 7-on-7, some team, and so listed as questionable, and we'll see. And that's the best that I can do as far as predicting anything.
On the scene in El Segundo is Lindsey Thiry, our Chargers reporter, who has much more. And Lindsey, what did you see from Herbert at practice today?
It's Fast Friday, only 7 minutes of practice open to reporters, and Justin Herbert was about 90 yards away. But from our vantage point, we could see him completing passes to his receivers. Only a quick, short drop backs from Herbert, but, looking at him and just his body language and demeanor, it rarely changes whether he's in pain or not. He did speak with reporters earlier this week, and he said, at this point, I am feeling better now than I did last week. And as you heard Jim Harbaugh say, that continues to be the case now today, that it is Friday. I asked Jim Harbaugh what his level of concern was with Justin Herbert perhaps being less than 100% if he does play on Sunday, and being without left tackle Rashawn Slater. There also is the chance with right tackle Joe Alt that he is questionable, that Herbert could be without both of his tackles. But Harbaugh said now and as a player, he's always had confidence in his backups. He said this is an opportunity for someone to be a stalwart, emphasizing that stalwart is his favorite word. And keep in mind, Al, also for the Chargers defense as they face the Chiefs, they will be without edge rusher Joey Bosa. He's out because of a hip injury, and safety Derwin James also out as he deals with a 1-game suspension.
A little recent history on the line as well. The Chargers could start out 2-0 at home for the first time since 2015. Lindsey Thiry with the latest from El Segundo. Kevin?
Oh, it feels like there's so many injuries. It's a question of who's in. NFL insider Jeremy Fowler joining us. So Herbert not the only player dealing with injury. Let's talk about a guy who's been out the last couple weeks, and that is Jordan Love. What's the latest you're hearing on his status as the Packers get ready to face the Vikings?
Kevin, the Vikings are preparing for all scenarios, even the remote possibility that Green Bay could use both quarterbacks, Jordan Love and Malik Willis, in some sort of package for him because he's been running the ball so well in these 2 games without Jordan Love. So they're just being cautious just in case Green Bay throws anything at them. Jordan Love, I'm told, is shaping up to be a game-time decision at this point. He has practiced over the last 2 weeks. He has not missed a practice. He's been somewhat limited, but he seems to be trending upward. He could wear a knee brace on that sprained knee. It's a matter of his comfort over the weekend. Now you got DeVonta Smith. He has been ruled out today with a concussion, but I was told earlier in the week he was feeling good. He was hoping that he was trending in the right direction, coming off that big, vicious Saints hit that you see right there. But team being cautious, he had to pass through the 5 steps of the concussion protocol, so he didn't quite get there. But A.J. Brown could be back, hamstring questionable. He's trying to push back. He's missed 2 games. He's a real possibility this week. They'll see how he feels over the weekend. George Kittle, earlier in the week I was told more 50-50 on that hamstring, but he perked up this week, practiced well today, so he is good to go for the Patriots game. They're just trying to get anybody healthy that they possibly can right now. Deebo Samuel, questionable. He's trending up. They thought he would have to maybe miss a 2nd week, but he's looking somewhat good, felt good in practice, so he seems to be trending up in that 60-40 range. We'll see how he feels over the weekend as well. Texans very beat up right now. You got Joe Mixon trying to work his way back off that ankle issue. Might need another week because he barely practiced. He only got 1 practice in on a limited capacity. So they'll see how he feels, but he's got some work to do to get back in the lineup. Tank Dell is out. Nico Collins is the only one who's injured who says, hey, I'm playing, I'm good to go. So they're trying to make it work here over the weekend.
And if you're the Raiders, as they get ready to take on the Browns, we got a report here from Paul Gutierrez. Devontae Adams out, Max Crosby out, Michael Mayer out. Again, it's a question of who's actually in right now as we get ready for week 4. Jeremy, thank you so much. El?
And after last night, Kevin, add a couple more names to that list. So the Cowboys needed a win. That's not good news, but here is a bit of good news for the Cowboys. Their run defense was the worst in the league the first 3 weeks, but they cleaned things up in that area Thursday night, holding the G-men to 26 rushing yards at a clip of 1.1 yards per carry. That's the fewest yards per rush that the boys have allowed in any game in team history where they faced at least 20 rushes. Hey, every Friday, we're so tickled to bring in NFL analyst Mina Kimes, who joins the show. What stood out to you in last night's Field Goal Bowl?
Yeah, aside from the Cowboys' improved run defense, granted against one of the worst rushing attacks in the NFL, DBs were all over every Dallas curl and slant. The offense doesn't seem to be springing guys open. Dak Prescott, I thought, actually played well, but the difficulty level for him as a quarterback is cranked up way too high. There's a litany of reasons for that. Some of it is the receivers needing more separation. Some of it is the scheme. Some of it is the youngsters on the offensive line not giving him enough time. But moving forward, even though they got the win, I was not particularly encouraged by what I saw from that offense last night.
Yeah, they're also incredibly one-dimensional. The Cowboys right now averaging about 75 rushing yards per game, which is third worst in the NFL.
Up some knowledge. What are you looking for on Sunday? And let's start here with that Jets-Broncos matchup.
Yeah, as much talk as there's been about Bo Nix, the rookie quarterback, had a good game last week after a rocky start. The thing that's really impressed me and struck me watching this Denver Broncos team is how good the pass rush has been. You really saw that against Tampa Bay. They put Baker Mayfield in a blender, but on the season, they are third in ESPN's pass rush win rate. They are third in pressure rate when they don't blitz, and they do blitz at a high level. I would actually dial down that blitz rate against Aaron Rodgers and see if you can force him to get rid of the ball, make him feel uncomfortable early in this one. The Jets offensive line has been better, but if you can shut down Garrett Wilson, or at least attempt to, with Patrick Surtain, that combined with a very good pass rush, I think is an interesting formula. What I'm watching for in this Arizona game against Commanders defense that has struggled to stop both the pass and the run is if they can get things going on the ground. This rushing attack was dominant in the second half of last season, but early on this year, they haven't been as good. Actually, they're 5th passing DVOA, 26th running the football. Here against a Commanders defense that can't seem to stop anyone on the ground, I think there's an opportunity for both James Conner and Kyler Murray, especially with Trey McBride out, get in those heavy personnel groupings and run the football. Finally, speaking of running the ball, let's go to Baltimore against Buffalo. So the Ravens offense, we know they love to run the ball. They love putting multiple tight ends and a fullback on the field. And the Buffalo Bills defense typically counters those looks with their nickel personnel, meaning they have fewer linebackers on the field. What that means effectively is you're going to get bigger bodies on smaller bodies, and there should be opportunities for Baltimore to run the ball and run the ball well doing so. I also think Lamar scrambling versus a 4-man rush with the Bills lean on will be big on this one and key to whether or not they can keep Josh Allen off of the field.
Yeah, and the line is really interesting. The Ravens at 1-2 favored by
Kevin and Elle back with you on SportsCenter. We're already in week 4 of the NFL, and some good games are on tap for Sunday. I didn't realize that they were on camera. Got me. Is that what Chris meant by, yes, do you want to do a flyby? We've got an NFC North showdown between the Vikings and Packers. Minnesota off to its first 3-0 start since 2016. Jordan Love's missed the last 2 games with a knee injury. He is listed as questionable for Sunday. How about your Eagles, Kevo? They face the Bucs in a rematch of last year's wild card game. Jalen Hurts struggled against Tampa Bay with a 1-3 record, including the postseason. That's tied for his most losses against any opponent. And then the matchup of the week: Bills and Ravens squaring off in the nightcap quarterback matchup between 2018 draft class standouts Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. Allen, the MVP frontrunner, and sits atop the league with a 93 QBR. And we're so pleased to be joined now by Ravens safety Kyle Hamilton. Obviously a really big win for you guys on Sunday, Kyle, in Dallas. What was the difference for your defense in that game?
Thanks for having me, first off. Differences for our defense in that game, I think it's just mentality. You know, our backs were up against the ropes in that game. And just coming into it to start off, you know, we're 0-2, not used to being 0-2, and needed that win.
What were you all saying to each other as Dallas was trying to attempt that comeback in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, it got a little hectic there at the end, and obviously didn't finish the way we wanted to. But I think we all stuck together. And as a defense, you know, it's tough to be in this league and play full 4 quarters and not allow teams to have runs and stuff like that. So I think we just had to reset, and our coaches and players did a good job doing that.
Yeah, you lived up to the task of shutting down Dak Prescott on Sunday, but now you've got another huge task in front of you with Josh Allen and the Bills coming into town this week. What jumps out at you when you sort of watch the Buffalo offense on film?
Yeah, I think he's the head of the snake, and they go as he goes, and you know, he's super talented. They have a super talented team, and I think it's kind of a funny part about this league. You know, you play somebody good, and then next week you play another team that's great. And I think that's fun and challenging at the same time, and it'll be good to go up against them.
The good news is there's one defense assignment you don't have to worry about anymore, and that's dealing with Derrick Henry, because now he's on your team. He had 151 yards on the ground against the boys. What has he brought to this team, Kyle?
Besides running the football hard, he's a super cool guy, and a lot of guys look up to him, including myself. I've been watching him play since he was at Bama, and just glad he's on my side now. I don't have to deal with tackling him. So just outside of football, I think he's a huge locker room guy for us and super chill. He's trying to give me some diet tips at the same time, trying to get all the white rice out of my diet and more to salads, but I'm not really a salad guy.
I feel like I would definitely be like, what? I'm sorry, I don't hear you. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah, right. For the people that don't know, Kyle, a little bit about your story. You were actually born in Greece because your dad was a pro basketball player, and you've certainly...
NFL injury news, Jordan Love is once again listed as questionable Sunday as the Green Bay Packers host the 3-0 Minnesota Vikings. If Love, who was limited in practice this week, misses his third straight game, Malik Willis will once again start at quarterback. Willis has won both his starts. All right, speaking of quarterbacks listed as questionable, that's also the case for LA Chargers QB Justin Herbert, who's been bothered by that high ankle sprain. The Chargers are hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. Herbert was limited in practice for the third straight day on Friday. Lindsay Theory has more from LA.
It was a quick glimpse with practice open to reporters for only 7 minutes, but 90 yards away, quarterback Justin Herbert completed several short passes to his receivers. Dealing with a right high ankle sprain, Herbert utilized a short drop back for some of his throws. Earlier this week, Herbert said he felt better at this point in the week than he did a week ago, which included feeling less pain. Though coach Jim Harbaugh emphasized Friday he is questionable. But given Herbert's goal to play, I asked Harbaugh about his concern level for his quarterback, given left tackle Rashawn Slater is out and right tackle Joe Alt is questionable because of a knee issue.
I played the game and also coached it, and I never went into a game as a player where I didn't have confidence and belief in the next man up that was playing. And I went into a lot of those games as the starter. Never felt like we were going in 9 against 11 or 10 against 11. I've kept that same mindset as a coach, believe in our guys. And it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to step up, be strong, be tough, be counted on, and be a stalwart.
As they prepare for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, the Chargers also will be looking for stalwarts on defense. Edge rusher Joey Bosa will be out because of a hip injury, and safety Derwin James will also be unavailable as he serves a 1-game suspension. With the Chargers in El Segundo, Lindsay Theory, ESPN.
Texans also have injury concerns as they get ready to host the Jaguars. They ruled out Tank Dell Friday due to various injuries. Joe Mixon didn't practice until Friday. He's listed as questionable, but he should play. Nico Collins, who was limited Thursday with a hamstring issue, but was off the injury list Friday, he is also expected to play. Elsewhere around the league, DeVonta Smith and Devontae Adams both out, while Max Crosby is doubtful for Week 4. Micah Parsons and Malik Neighbors.
Justin Herbert on the practice field, limited participant all week after re-aggravating a high ankle sprain in Sunday's loss to the Steelers. The Chiefs on deck this weekend with a bye on the other side. Lindsay Theory, what did you see at today's practice?
It was a quick glimpse with practice open to reporters for only 7 minutes, but 90 yards away, quarterback Justin Herbert completed several short passes to his receivers. Dealing with a right high ankle sprain, Herbert utilized a short drop back for some of his throws. Earlier this week, Herbert said he felt better at this point in the week than he did a week ago, which included feeling less pain. Though coach Jim Harbaugh emphasized Friday he is questionable. But given Herbert's goal to play, I asked Harbaugh about his concern level for his quarterback, given left tackle Rashawn Slater is out and right tackle Joe Alt is questionable because of a knee issue.
I played the game and also coached it, and I never went into a game as a player where I didn't have confidence and belief in the next man up that was playing. And I went into a lot of those games as the starter. Never felt like we were going in 9 against 11 or 10 against 11. I've kept that same mindset as a coach, believe in our guys. And it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to step up, be strong, be tough, be counted on, and be a stalwart.
As they prepare for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, the Chargers also will be looking for stalwarts on defense. Edge rusher Joey Bosa will be out because of a hip injury, and safety Derwin James will also be unavailable as he serves a one-game suspension. With the Chargers in El Segundo, Lindsay Theory, ESPN.
Whether Herbert's 100% or not, the Harbaugh-era Chargers are focusing less on the QB. Yeah, 3-game sample size, but Herbert's still averaging career lows in dropbacks and pass yards per game. LA's passing the ball just 48% of plays, third lowest rate in the league. They haven't beaten
performance yet, throwing a touchdown and running for another. Pittsburgh is now 3-0 for the first time since 2020. The Steelers also sit atop the AFC North standings and the only team in the division with a winning record. Although they've scored only 17 points per game, their stellar defense is allowing less than 10 per game. All right, SA, you're a Steelers fan. We all know the deal. Talk to me. Are the Steelers dangerous in the AFC?
Come on, speak it what you say. Okay. Speak it what you say.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. All right, look, man. Look. All right, look. I have to say something on national television here. Shay, Notorious Woody. Let me tell you something, bro. I ain't going to take Justin Fields out of the lineup now. I know that I said before I didn't because I want to see Russell Wilson. But I have changed my mind. I ain't taking him out of the lineup now. I loved what I saw from him yesterday. First of all, he completed his first 10 throws. And I know they were short and intermediate throws, and I get all of that. But his decision-making, running with the football as well, being that dual threat, some of the throws that he was doing, I liked what I saw. Doing interceptions, but for the most part, protecting the football, getting rid of it when necessary, not taking sacks like the 99 sacks over the last 2 years he took coming into this season. He's being well coached. Mike Tomlin's just continuing to show his greatness. This is the fourth time they've started 3-0 with him as the coach. The other 3 times, 2007, 2010, 2020. They made the playoffs each time. I get all of that. One of those years they went to the Super Bowl, if I remember correctly. I mean, I'm just looking at them right now. I'm happy with what I'm seeing. The defense led by T.J. Watt. My God, he is so special. He really, really is. He is something to behold. So I'm looking at the defense and what have you, and I know that they got the pieces around him offensively. It was just about that quarterback position. And Justin Fields yesterday against a Chargers defense that was only giving up like 6.5 points a game coming into the game, for crying out loud. I mean, to see, him be able to do what he did when it counted against that defense. Can't say enough about him. Very impressed with him. And I would concede I'm not taking him out of the lineup. But when we ask how dangerous are they in the AFC, it's one thing for him not to mess up and to show the improvement that he's shown. I just still need to see some offensive firepower from this team. I firmly believe in the defense. I need to see some offensive firepower from this team if I'm going to believe that they're going to be that big, bona fide, dangerous threat in the AFC.
Well, damn, I wish you would have started with that point. Because that's all you had to say, Woody. Woody, that's all he had to say. I like what I'm seeing from the Steelers, but I
don't feel like doing it, Shay. But I don't feel like doing it, man.
All that tap dancing for what?
That's tap dancing. You know what I'm saying? Gregory Hines.
Is this the nickel? Hey, I say, is this the Nickel Brothers or is this Gregory Hines? All this tapping he got going on. I'm going to need to see more Molly offensively. Stephen A. is absolutely right. That defense has been they've been great thus far. But the question is, what happens if you can get a lead and you force Justin Fields to beat you throwing the football? Because right now they're doing a great job of running it. They run it with him. They run it with Najee Harris. They run it with Warren. So they're doing a great job of being able to dictate and control the pace in which the game is being played at. But we know, Woody, having played as long as we have, eventually somebody's going to get a lead. And they're not going to let you play safe football. Safe football when you're behind is not the way to win football games. You can play this way as long as you have the lead and you're able to dictate the pace in which you play at. But when you fall behind and they force your quarterback and they put the ball in his hands, let's see how well they can do it. Now, they're on a great track. I saw the stat that we just put up. They have an 80% chance of making the playoffs. Their defense is going to keep them in a lot of games because they're really, really good. The question is, if they ever get behind by more than a field goal, more than a touchdown, is he going to be, with Justin Fields, will he revert back to some of his old habits that he had in Chicago, or can he stay on the straight and narrow and lead this team to a come-from-behind victory?
You know, Shay, man, we always say, man, coaching matters in the National Football League more so than any other league.
It absolutely does.
And if you look at, and the prime example is Justin Fields. You know, when we talked about Justin Fields coming to the season, a couple things we always talked about: how much he had been sacked, how many sacks he took, and then turnovers. That's not what he's doing in Pittsburgh right now. He's playing efficient football, complementary football, and I can even say after yesterday's game was a prime example of a guy who has transitioned from athlete playing quarterback to a quarterback who's an athlete. That's what Justin Fields looked like yesterday. We saw the playmaking ability. We saw the throws in the middle of the field. We saw accuracy. We saw touch on the football. That's what it's going to take. Are there questions that need to be answered as far as this Pittsburgh Steelers offense? Absolutely. They're checking the boxes. But if he continues to make progress at the quarterback position with the way they're playing defense, absolutely the Pittsburgh Steelers are a threat in the AFC. Okay? If you don't, listen, Shay, you know this. If you don't turn the ball over, and you're able to play good defense, you got a shot to win every single game. And that's one thing that Justin Fields is doing. He's taking care of the football. He's getting better at playing the quarterback position. And as long as that keeps going on this track, the Pittsburgh Steelers will be a threat in the AFC.
Well, damn it, Woody, who's tap dancing now? Let me tell you something.
I'm not tap dancing. I answered the question.
Wait a minute. It said how dangerous are, not would be.
I just said they will be one of the top teams in the AFC.
It says how dangerous are they? The fact of the matter is, I'm looking at Justin Fields, and I'm saying to you, I'm very, very pleased. I'm very, very pleased. But you know why I'm very, very pleased with him? Because he had been so bad in years past. The fact of the matter is, if this brother was a Joe Burrow, if he was a Lamar Jackson, if he was even a Justin Herbert, we would say, it's all right. But we need more. We just are pleased because he's coming from a very low bar. Let's call it what it is. And so what I'm saying is now.
So why aren't you giving your boy Mike Tomlin some more credit here? You haven't given your boy Mike Tomlin some credit.
Hold it. Because I've seen quarterbacks ruin his day. Mike Tomlin's been great. Mike Tomlin's been a great coach. You understand? He's found a way to work around not having anything. I've seen quarterbacks ruin that man's Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve, and everything else in between. The brother can't enjoy the holiday season for years. I don't know when's the last time Mike Tomlin's had a good Christmas because of the damn quarterback situation in Pittsburgh and how they've ruined his greatness as a coach. But this year is threatening to be different. All I'm trying to say is I'm trying to look out for my man Mike T. I'm trying to sit up there and make sure that we manage our expectations. The defense is big time. They got to the quarterback Herbert and Heineke, okay? Not the muffler Heineke, the quarterback Heineke, okay? They got to him, all right? They got Herbert out of there in the second half. They got to Heineke the rest of the way. I got that. I saw Austin making plays. I saw Frymouth making plays. I saw Scotty Miller making plays for crying out loud. I liked it. I don't have problems with the Steelers personnel, with Warren and Harris out of the backfield, and what those brothers are going to be capable of doing, assuming everybody's healthy come playoff time. The issue is, how are we going to feel about the quarterback? That's all I'm saying. I need to see more, but I'm happy with the progress that has been made.
Yeah, I think what they've done is they've done a great, Stephen, I think